Hi, everybody. This is Renee from Ideal Protein in Los Gatos. And today we're going to talk about the fact of sometimes it's just time to break up with food. When you have made food your friend, that's where we have to make some changes, some permanent changes. We have to introspect, take a look at things that are holding us back in life, and figure out why we keep having these things come up. Why do we keep sabotaging ourselves by, getting 4 days down the road, 5 days down the road, and then something comes up and we just don't care. You'll be at the store and everything's on track. You bought everything that was on your list that you brought with you, and then all of a sudden you see the bag of chocolate covered almonds and you just reach out, grab it, put it in the basket, and boom, you're eating it the minute you get in the car. Or you had a really crappy day, you're stressed out, you've been running around, you've been in meetings all day, you finally get home, you sit down on the couch, and what do? You just, instead of eating the things that are in the refrigerator, you decide, oh my God, I'm calling DoorDash and I am getting my favorite, whatever that happens to be. And then I'm gonna, eat it all. So how do we break up with food? How do we talk ourselves down off of the ledge? Those are things that we have to start thinking about. So let's talk about what the disadvantages are of having food as your friend. Number one, once you have finished eating all of these things, you've stuffed yourself, you've ate a bunch of candy bars, whatever it is for you, you are disgusted with yourself, you feel guilty, you talk bad to yourself, you're angry with yourself. Hopefully you decide I'm going to start over tomorrow instead of, continuing the downward spiral for 5 more days. So, that's one of the huge disadvantages in that, ugly negative self-talk begets more negative self-talk. So changing that self-talk to positive self-talk, being patient with yourself, when you have that moment where you're freaking out, making a different choice. Another disadvantage to food being your friend is it makes you stay overweight, and potentially it makes you gain more weight. So remembering that when you make that choice in the moment, that it not only is stopping you today, but it may be getting you to a place where you don't want to go, or you've been before and it's starting to creep up. So, stopping it now. The third disadvantage is you don't fit into your clothes. You don't fit into your seat on the airplane. You don't feel comfortable in a booth when you sit down in a restaurant. You just feel uncomfortable. The next disadvantage is you can't move around easily. It's tough to, go down the road when you have 50 extra pounds on you. Your poor, body is lifting all of that and moving it around, and you just, don't feel like you want to feel. Next is it makes it so painful on your knees, your hips, your joints become inflamed. Ever notice how when you eat things that are considered comfort foods, that suddenly your joints feel achy? Maybe you wake up in the morning, your fingers are all full from sodium overload. You just don't feel quite right. All the sugar that you took in, maybe that's making you have joint pain, maybe adding to your arthritis. So understanding that disadvantage is a big one. It's a health disadvantage. So it's not only cosmetic, but it's a health issue. It makes you want to avoid seeing your real friends and family. So this is a biggie. Remembering then what we feel about ourselves, we then become hermits, we make excuses, we don't show up for events, we feel uncomfortable. We're missing out on life, sitting at home and talking to our best friend, food. It makes you not recognize the person that you see in the mirror. Do you ever look in the mirror and go like, who are you? Why do we keep coming back to the same situation? Why do we keep experiencing the same thoughts, the same anger and hurt and upset with ourselves, and just not reaching where we want to be, who we want to be?